Now, the last time I made a video like this, I got a lot of feedback, and a lot of people saying that it's probably awkward. Probably the woman was tired, or a whole bunch of yada yada, something something, incel, blah blah blah. I got a lot of feedback last time I made a video with this title. You want to know something? Maybe it was my fault, and I will accept that. I am indeed an awkward son of a bitch. Maybe she was tired. Maybe so many guys were trying to hit on her that day, and yada yada yada. But this video here, well, there's no excuse. There's none of that. There's not me influencing this situation at all. Okay, this woman recorded her video, she edited her video, and then she uploaded it onto YouTube. Okay, no excuse. Okay, none at all. Okay. So like, I found this video actually when I was looking for material for my last video when I was talking about why men pay for OnlyFans. Right? And so I needed some material, and I found her page. This woman's name is Lindsay Capuano, I believe it is. And she made a question and answer video for her followers on the Instagram. And this video is what she had. This video here, man, was just the most boring thing I've ever seen in the course of my lifetime. Okay, like this. I mean, this is the textbook definition of all booty, no personality, right here. It cannot be clearer seen with this woman right here. I would rather take a glass of water, put it on a table, and then knock the table around and watch the water move back and forth than watch this woman's video. Okay. But because misery loves company, I'm gonna let you guys experience this with me. All right, let's do this together so you guys can share in my pain. She'll take us away.
Hi guys, it's Lindsay. Welcome to my channel. I finally made one after a year of considering, and here it is. So today for my first video, I'm going to be doing a question and answer.
All right, so let's just kind of accept. She's a white woman. She's gonna up-talk a little bit, okay, but just notice her delivery. Like, we're only a couple seconds in, but notice how her delivery is totally devoid of any passion, totally devoid of any cadence change. It's so deadpan. Okay, guys, I just made a video, and we're gonna do a question and answer, and there's no passion, dude. There's no personality. There's no inflection, dude. There's not even an attempt at some kind of performance to get you invested in what she has to say. She's literally just saying words, deadpan, no expression, no emotion. All right, guys, I'm just gonna make a video. Let's go. What the? Like, she's not even trying to captivate the audience here. But okay, this is only a couple of seconds in. Maybe we're gonna get some juicy nuggets in just a second. Let's let her continue.
I asked you guys on Twitter and Snapchat would be some good questions that you guys would want to know in this video, and I got a lot of responses. So I'm gonna read them. Okay,
now remember, okay? So people have asked her questions, okay? And she has chosen which questions to respond to. This is her choice. She made this video. Okay, fair. Okay, all right. So this is all her. She got the questions, and she chose which questions she was going to answer. No excuse of an awkward situation. No excuse of her feeling compelled to continue this video, continue to make it. None of that. This is just the strength of her personality and her creativity given to her based on the questions that she was asked by her audience, okay? No excuses for this. So let's see how she responds to these questions.
So first question, what music do you like? Honestly, I love almost like everything, but my favorite would probably have to be rap. I love rap and EDM. I like EDM.
Now, I'm not actually going to criticize her for her answer, because music is a very, very creative art form. There's just so many different things that you could love about music. You can love the trap, crazy rap music that we get a lot of the time. You can like old school rap a lot. You can like alternative and underground rap, and and you can all be the same person and enjoy different songs from different artists and creative avenues from you. Music is such an extensive and beautiful art form. There's just so much to love about it. So her not being able to, like, her answer being I like everything, I think is totally fine, because there's a lot to be enjoyed from music. From your classical rock songs to your alternative rock songs, all the way to video game intro music from like the Pokemon series. Even that music can be enjoyable just on a regular stroll down on Main Street. This music is so extensive, so it's not her answer that's the problem. I mean, maybe it's a little obvious that being a white woman with a big ass, she likes rap. I mean, that's kind of easy. But I'm more criticizing the delivery. You know, instead of her actually taking a moment and like explaining why she likes rap music or expressing what's interesting about it or how music can be such an extensive art form, it's just, I like everything, but then I really like rap and I like EDM too. It's like, the fuck, dude? Can you try? Can you inflect? Can you put some passion, maybe a bit of an explanation, a little sprinkle of your personality in there? No? Oh, okay, let's just keep going.
What did it feel like becoming so well known on Instagram? To be honest, like, nothing has really changed. I mean, I still have my same friends, I still do the same things that I've been doing. The only difference is just, a lot more people seem to know me.
Now, this answer actually can be pretty meta. It kind of is, right? Because if you look at it from my point of view, you know, my I guess you could call it red pill point of view, you'll notice that her getting hundreds of thousands of different people to say that she's attractive and pretty hasn't really changed her perspective on life, because that's just the natural point of life she's had to begin with. It's just more extensive now on the internet, but her being a pretty woman is that's just her existence. Like, she doesn't have anything to compare it against. She was already beautiful and already getting a bunch of attention, so just getting a bunch of attention on the internet doesn't change anything. Her life, I mean, that's just how she's always been. And that's actually kind of interesting and kind of meta, how like the reflection doesn't really mean anything to her, but does she really think or even begin to kind of consider? No, she doesn't. It's also hilarious to me that again, this question is actually really interesting. How different is your life like now that you are in the public sphere versus when you were in a private sphere? And her answer is nothing. I mean, that's fucking interesting.
With a booty like yours, how was high school? High school was interesting. Honestly, I hated high school. I hated it. Like, yeah, I was known for like having a big butt and stuff like that, but not to throw shade, but to throw shade, like, everybody in my town, like, during high school time was straight up whack. That will sum it up. High school was drama. That's what high school was. Drama.
That question was a fucking layup, man. It was a layup. It was easy. That question was a slam dunk. You know the amount of different stories she could have spun off into, the amount of situations she could have described or attempted to describe. Maybe some of it a little too personal if you want to get into, but I'm sure not every single one of them would have been a personal, introspective, deep story that personally affected her life to the core. Especially not with that fucking delivery. High school was drama. You got a story, bitch? Oh, considering it was drama. You got a short film that you're gonna come out with? Can you tell me what about it was drama? What happened? What occurred? Did it have some effect on you later in life? You're really just gonna sit here and be like, oh, high school was whack. How? Goodness gracious. That question answers itself. If someone asked me what was high school like, I'm like, dude, man, I got stories. They were the best of times and they were the worst of times. In some respects, I had some miserable experiences with women I tried to date. I was bullied in some areas. I had to watch the girl I love move away to somewhere else. But at the same time, I had lots of good friends. There were times when I was really sad, and I had people that cared and picked me up and pushed me through. You see, if you ask me how high school was, I've got something for you. Here, she's just like, it was whack. Nigga, what? Come, again, layup. slam dunk of a question, and her just void of personality squanders the opportunity to actually be kind of sort of interesting. I mean, just even a kind of interesting. I mean, the question was specifically, what was it like having a big ass in high school, right? Like, no one really thinks about that. Like, the question being, like, what is it like to gain a whole bunch of different attention in high school? How did it affect your perspective on life and the things that you did? That's an interesting question, especially for women in particular. Does she even begin to crack open the interesting life of how different being attractive for her would have been for a woman that didn't have a big ass? No. She doesn't even try.
Is your booty real?
Her butt's clearly real, and I don't care. Whatever. Moving forward.
The amount of times I'm asked this every single day.
Okay, got it. Move on.
Is insane. Like, literally insane. That's why on my Instagram bio, I literally have 100% natural, because I'm bombarded with these questions every day. So basically, yes, it's real. I've had it since I was 13. No implants, no injections, just straight booty. Straight booty.
So let me get this one straight. You can't tell me even kind of half of a story of how high school was whack, but you can go on to explain how your butt is real? Okay. 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 I'll take it. Apparently that's the only thing that's interesting about you. Okay, fine.
Real. How many guys try to holler at you on a daily basis? Quite a few. But to be honest, like, I'm kind of like oblivious when it comes to that stuff. So like, unless like you're in my face or like walking right next to me and say something, like I won't hear it. Like, my friends will be like, oh, like, did you hear that? Oh, did you hear him say that? I'll be like, no, I didn't. Who?
Oh, finally, something particular. Something that actually screeches or explains how she's different from other people. It is kind of funny to me that the special trait that she has is kind of the discount trait of most white women, and that is they are kind of oblivious to most things that happen to them in the world. Or more upper class white women certainly have that oblivious vibe to them. I mean, it kind of sucks that that's the only real personality trait that we have gathered from this video, but it's something, right? I mean, again, the question was a goddamn slam dunk, which opened the door into so many different stories and experiences of when guys tried to holler at you, and you just kind of just kill it off with, yeah, a few. And then, okay. Holy crap, dude. This is so easy, and she's just got nothing for us, man. I will say, if you want to be critical about it, like I usually am, it is interesting that she is so totally oblivious to where it's not even on her radar that people are trying to date her or holler at her, because again, like, her experience in life is just she always gets attention. So unless you actually go up to her and try to say something to her, it doesn't really mean anything, or it doesn't even register. That's actually really interesting. That could be an interesting conversation to have. I just don't think she kind of has the self-reflection or perhaps not even the intelligence to really break down or understand how significant that is. I mean, I do, but you know, we all don't have big asses and beautiful faces. We got to do something with our lives. You know what I mean?
What are your future goals in life? Model, entertainment, what?
Now, this is easy. This is so easy. But I guarantee you, I promise you, I bet $25, $45, $30, wait, that's lower, $50, I bet $50 that the next thing that comes out this woman's mouth is going to be, I don't know. I would bet my left arm. You could have my left arm, dude. I bet the next thing that this woman is going to say is, I don't know. Watch this.
Honestly, I don't really know.
Watch, I guarantee you. Watch the next thing. Watch the next words that come out of her mouth be, I'm just a person that just goes with the flow. Watch. I would bet you $16. That's what she's about to say. Watch.
Like, I'm just the type of person that just goes with the flow.
Now, I know what some of you guys are going to say. You're going to say, but Zers, obviously you knew she was going to say all of those different things because you watched the video before you made the video response. And while that is indeed true, all I really did was just reenact my reaction the first time I watched this video. I literally sat there and paused the video and I said to myself, myself said, what's up, man? I said, watch how this woman is going to say, I don't know. And it's really interesting, right? Because if you saw volume 1, guess what? The woman that had the big booty then also did not have any goals or aspirations in her life. Now maybe that was because I was awkward and she didn't want to divulge that information to a stranger. Fine, I'll give you that one. Here, there's no compulsion. She could have just stopped and thought 15 seconds about the answer she was gonna give. She could have just cut the video and then she could have just made up something. But her honest reply to what are your goals in life is I don't know. I'm just on autopilot. I just exist. How do you just exist? Like, I mean, when you're a pretty woman, I think you can just be on autopilot. Like that's her. She's just on autopilot. Like she doesn't notice when people try to holler at her. She doesn't have any like interesting stories that she can compelling tell, you know, that could be told in any video format. She's got nothing. She can explain to us how her booty is real, but she can't tell us what kind of goals and aspirations she has in life. Fucking hell, man. Real time you guys are seeing this though, man. Real time. It's real time, dude. Goodness gracious.
Like right now I'm like content doing what I'm doing. But I do like hair and cosmetology. So I'm probably gonna end up doing that. You know
what? You know, good on her. You know, I've got nothing against women that want to work in hair salons, want to work in makeup or cosmetology. You know, that's her prerogative. But again, the fact that her honest answer was like, I don't know at first, that was just like, she's 20 years old and she's just like, well, fuck actually having to try it this whole life thing. Oh, forget me trying to put an effort in this whole life fiasco that you guys are on. Man, like, dude, like, being a fucking pretty white woman, dude, the fact that being a pretty white, you just live life on just autopilot, dude, that you can just exist. Goodness gracious, man, that's crazy.
I do like working with children.
I'm not too surprised there, but it is pleasant to hear that you like working with children. You know, you could work at a daycare or anything like that. That's fine. You can even be a preschool teacher. I mean, you know, at the very least, it'd be some kind of goal apart from, I don't know. But that's cool. I've got no problem. See, that's kind of interesting. I mean, I guess you could say lots of women really like children, and that's a really great thing about women. But I mean, it's a hell of a lot more than I don't know.
Surprise. But I do work with children, and just because you post things on Instagram that are kind of risque doesn't mean you can't work with children. I mean, it all depends on the type of person you are.
Oh, be careful there. You almost sounded like you have your own personal thoughts and opinions on the world. Huh? You almost inflected your voice. You almost said something that might be an original thought. Just be careful now. No, like, at least she tried there, kind of. Goodness gracious. And I'm gonna end the video there. I really do think that, one, this video is longer than it needs to be, and two, I'm pretty sure you guys got the point. I think her last two questions was, what do you do or what cheers you up when you're sad? And she replied, her friends and family and food. And then her second, I think the last question was, what are your hobbies? And then she said she sings. And she said that there's a couple of videos of her singing on her Instagram. And I think, here's the thing. There is a point to this video. The video isn't really just for me to make fun of white women, you know, because they have been the scourge of my existence. No, I'm joking. No, seriously, I really, no, I'm kidding. I don't have any disdain for white women. But I think there's a lot of really, like, stereotypes that you can see in pretty white women that are hilarious to point out. And that's part of the reason why I made this video. It is hilarious to see a pretty white woman just exist on autopilot and just be totally oblivious to the world around her. So much so that she doesn't notice when people are trying to holler at her or hit on her, to the where she doesn't even have any aspirations in life either. She just literally just takes pictures of her butt, and she's just like, like when you have a big ass, you can just go on life on autopilot, and thirsty niggas will pay your way. It's kind of interesting, honestly. You would think in and of itself, but you know, she doesn't have the capacity to think or even make it interesting, or even attempt to make it interesting. And the reason why is because she doesn't have to. She has a big butt. It begins and ends there. No one's really there for her personality. No one really cares about who she is as a person. They just like looking at her. She has objectified herself to a point where she can't even express her own personality, or maybe there really isn't even one there, or anything in particular, or anything special about her, apart from the fact that she has a big butt. And you know, that's kind of the point of the video that I'm making, right? Because let's use Brittany Renner, for example. Brittany Renner, I've made a couple of videos about her, is also another woman that posts, you know, very provocative, well, yeah, they're pretty provocative pictures on the internet. But one thing you could never say about Brittany Renner, as much as you can call her thought, you can't say she doesn't have a personality. You can't say that she doesn't at least think critically about some things. Now, is Brittany Renner wrong on a lot of things she says? Yeah. Is Brittany Renner even like a damaged woman? Yeah. Is she an attention whore? Certainly. But at the very least, she has a personality. You would be out of your mind if you said Brittany Renner didn't have a personality beyond just being a pretty thing to look at. No. I mean, she's wrong on a lot of things she says, but I mean, she has thoughts about the world, as apart from what we got from Lindsay here. And here's my ultimate point. If you are an attractive woman and you do watch this video, I mean, I doubt it, but let's say you find this video to you, okay? There's a lot of women who complain about the fact that they get cheated on. There's a lot of women complaining about how their relationships suck and they're bad and that they're terrible. And there's lots of reasons for it. But one reason that's for it that I can absolutely 100% zone in on is the fact that a lot of women are really nice to look at, and they've got no personality and no substance to who they are as a person. And thus the only thing that's left is to just smash and dash these women. I know a lot of people, the comments will come in here and say, Zrsey, you harshly criticize this woman so, but you would most definitely still smash, would you not? And the answer to that question is, you damn skippy. She's a blonde white one with a big ass. I'm a nigga, of course I would. But that's the thing. That's all I would do. There's no way that anyone could have a compelling relationship with this woman if this is any reflection of her thoughts on the world that she chose to express. Her lack of passion and drive and any original thought or any care for like the world around her is just boring and deadpan. It's just, yeah, I mean, I don't know, maybe she should audition for the role of like Ren in the next Neon Genesis Evangelion remake or some shit. I don't fucking know, but that was just silliness. And here's the thing, pretty ladies. If you have no substance to who you are as a person, the only thing that's left is how you look. And that's not going to be enough to keep anyone around you for a prolonged period of time. Not only because when you get older, the looks will fade, but even when you're younger, the novelty of your beauty is just going to wear out to any person that spends a long time with you. So you have to have some kind of passion, some kind of drive, some kind of interesting part to who you are, apart from the fact that your butt is big. And that is my point in making this video. With that being said, I actually hope you guys got something out of today's video. And if you did, man, go ahead and click the like button. Let's shoot, go and click that subscribe button. Comment in the comment box below. And as always, you guys have yourselves a great day. I'll see you cool cats soon. Adios.